All right. So, as I like to say with these things, as long as everything is working the way that it should be working, we are now live. So, hello and welcome to everyone who is watching the Written in Melanin channel. Wherever this day may have found you, I'm so glad that you are here. My name is Chelsea, and I write books about black girls who aren't all that nice. And we are here today for March Madness. And if you are currently watching this, first of all, let me say I appreciate you. And second of all, I apologize for being late. See, what had happened was it's Monday, and so we had stayed up late last night watching anime, and I was like, oh, it's fine. It's cool because I have this mentality that I'm like, I work for myself. So, like, obviously, if I need to rest, I'll just rest and then I could just like work later because I set my own hours, right? Well, I got up later than expected this morning, and then I was rushing to get ready, and I was just like, oh, okay, this was probably unwise. Although I have no regrets. I have not a singular regret because we had a good time watching anime and I'm here. I am present. And it is nice to be back because I had to miss my sprints on Thursday because I wasn't feeling well. But we are back to, I'll say 80% because I don't know if I ever feel like 100% because I mean, like, we're in 2024. The world is falling apart. But I am back to max capacity for right now. So that being said, apologize for being late. I was trying to get myself together this morning, but that is a-okay. So, shout out to Ben and La who are here in the chat with us this morning. Hello, good morning. I hope you guys are doing well. Well, I know how Ben's doing because I live with him. But La, I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a good weekend. Yeah, yeah. As for me, myself, it was very relaxing, y'all. I did something that I have not done in a very long time, and uh, I actually sat and I read a book. Like, I read the entirety of a book from like beginning to end over the weekend. Well, okay, technically I had started it, but I was less than like 100 pages into it, so I don't really count that. But I read, what is it called? We Deserve Monuments by Jazz Hammonds. Like, I read the entire thing. It was actually really good, and I'm glad that I read it. I may or may not do a full video on it later, but if you want the short version, the book is really good. It is one thing that I've noticed is that I don't know, I don't say I've noticed it, but something, how do I put it? A lot of times I've kind of noticed that books that are queer kind of push the fact, like, very, 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 very heavily that they are queer. And with We Deserve Monuments, it is a very queer book. The main character is, she's queer, she's a lesbian, but it's like that wasn't like the main selling point of the book. It was just like part of her character. And I was like, huh, that's interesting because, like I said, a lot of the marketing for books that feature characters who are part of the LGBTQ community are like, hey, look at this book, look at these characters. And I was just like, huh, okay. But the writing was really good. I liked the way that she balanced all the elements of the story. And the ending was also satisfying because I feel like sometimes with stories like We Deserve Monuments, because the character is a senior in high school, I really liked that at the end of the book, the like, you get not like an epilogue, but you kind of find out where everybody ends up, like where did they go from here, right? And I appreciated that. It was overall a really, really, really good story. I gave it 4.5 stars. I took off a half star. I took off a half star because there are some moments where, as with most traditionally published books, there are a couple of moments where some things were just so heavy handed. And as I was talking a bit about it, the phrase that I came up with was like, it wasn't, the wording was very clearly not for us, right? It was for them. And there's no other way to say it other than that. But other than that, I have no complaints about the book. I thought it was really, really good. So if you guys are looking for a new book to read, it's about a girl who moves from DC to Georgia because her grandmother she's got cancer and she's dying. And uh, basically she spends her senior year with her getting to know her grandmother and like this whole part of her life, her family that she never really knew. And you know how it is with, black women in the South, the generational trauma, everybody's got some. So working through that, but I felt like it was done in such a way that was like, yeah, this is part of the book, but it was written so that it's part of this character's life versus the entirety of it. Like, she still had things going on. I don't know. I'm not going to rant about it, but it was a really good book. So if you're interested in it, I highly suggest that you give it a chance. But That being said, let's see here. Law said, I'm glad you had a good weekend. Hopefully you found some better anime. We did. We did. So if you are new to this channel, first of all, welcome. Thing you need to know about me is that we watch a lot of anime. A lot of anime. And this weekend we have been watching a lot of anime recently, actually. We've been binging a lot of anime. It usually happens around this time of the anime season, I'll say. When everything is like kind of wrapping up and you have like all the anime that we didn't watch like week to week, it's finally done, and so we just sit down and watch it. But we watched this show called The Faraway Paladin, which honestly is about this kid who gets reborn in a fantasy world, and basically he's raised by 3 undead monsters, and he comes out super strong on like his journey or whatever, because you come to find out that they're like the heroes of old or whatever. And he goes out on his journey, and that was really fun. I liked it more than Ben, but if you are like a fantasy person, a fantasy girly, and you just like storytelling and stuff, like I feel like that's a good one, but the action is also on point. But and then Ben made me watch Rent a Girlfriend. And I say Ben made me watch it because I don't like Rent a Girlfriend. And basically it's about this guy, and basically there's this service where you can like rent a girlfriend to like show off for your family and your friends and stuff, and just like go on a date, have social interactions or whatever, right? So he rents this girl, and she's like super popular, and come to find out that she lives next door to him, right? And so it's like their whole like cycle from going from like dating to actually liking each other. But I say that I hated it, and when I say I hated it, when I tell you that nothing gets under my skin more so than, I can't curse on this because this is a PG-13 channel. Nothing gets under my skin more than a male character who acts like a child, and that upsets me viscerally. And the fact that we watched 36 episodes of this anime and we got nowhere, I was upset. I hated it. And the shenanigans are so stupid, because also one of my least favorite tropes is like the miscommunication trope. I don't care if it's in a book, I don't care if it's a movie, I don't care if it's an anime. If y'all don't open up your mouth and talk, if you do not open up your mouth and talk, especially when there are other like characters around telling the main characters like, hey, maybe you should just talk to him about it. And they're like, no, I can't talk about it. And I'm like, why are you here? Why do you exist? Why are you taking up space? So that was a trudge. But you know what? Ben is a special one, you guys, because after we finished, he was like, it has to get better. And I'm like, I'm sure it doesn't. Tell me why this romance manga has over 300 chapters. Why do you need 300 chapters when the characters have gone on a first date in the first chapter? Why do you need 300 chapters for that? Anyway, Ben caught up to it, and he was like, it doesn't get better. Although he gave me the rundown, because if y'all don't know, I'm the type of person when I'm not going to read something, I want all the spoilers. And so he was telling me about it, and I was like, oh, so it does not get any worse. This character does not grow at all. That's fun. That's fun. But he said it was amusing at the very least. At the very least. So there's that. And then the one we binged last night was A Girl and Her Guard Dog. And let me tell you, First of all, that anime is full of problems, okay? Logically, as an adult, I realize that it is completely full of problems, and we do not stand that in real life. But also, I enjoyed it so much. I don't know. I think I'm in an era, and I don't know. It's not an era. I think that's just who I am. But I've always really liked stories where there's this element of, if you touch her, you will die, and that is not in a figurative sense. Like, I will actually murder you. So basically the whole premise of A Girl and Her Guard Dog is there's this girl, she's going to high school, but she comes from a family of Yakuza, and if you're unfamiliar with anime, Yakuza is basically Japanese mafia, essentially. So she comes from a Yakuza family, and so she has, a bodyguard or whatever, and he's been with her her entire life, but she's like, I want a normal life, so she like enrolls in this high school super far away, and he is not having that. So he enrolls in high school with her, but mind you, this is a grown man. So he bribes the school to get in, and it's just about the shenanigans that they get into because they're in love with each other. And like I said, I understand that this is problematic, but it was fun. And when I tell you, home dude, he's Yakuza, and he was like, I will murk you for this child, I will murk you for her. Yeah, for sure. And it was satisfying. It was satisfying every time, every single time. So it's, I don't know, I guess this one would fall into the realm of like guilty pleasure anime, but definitely binged all 13 episodes and enjoyed it the entire time. So take that for what you will. Take that for what you will. But yeah. Let's see here. Shout out to Z who came in while I was ranting. Hello, friend. I hope you're doing well. Going to be here for probably 1 or 2 sprints. Load shedding. Gotcha. I've watched a bit of Reddit Girlfriend, but it's not exactly fun to watch. It's not. It's not. Y'all are, I would not recommend it. Would not recommend it unless you just like pain and disappointment. Because that's all those girls are getting for sure. At least he was entertained. And I've heard of that anime, have questions about it. The dynamic is weird, but it looks good. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, A Girl and Her Guard Dog is good. But do not go into it with any real world logic. Just accept them as 2 characters who live in a completely separate dimension. And it cracks me up because they have it on screen like, hey, you guys, this is a work of fiction and has nothing to do with real world law. And that cracks me up every time it pops up on screen. So anywho, anyway, I did all that ranting about anime. I didn't actually tell you guys what I was working on, but I'm pretty sure if you're here, you can guess that I'm working on Project Necromancer. My goal for today is to finish up chapter 13 and then hopefully get through chapter 12 if I'm ambitious. But yeah, my goal for today is 1,648 words to stay on track. So definitely going to aim for that. But I'm almost done with part 1. I don't know. This book is going to be long. I don't know anything else to say but that. This book is going to be freaking long and it's okay. It is okay. And I'm okay with that. Because part 1 is like already almost 70,000 words. So there's that. But neither here nor there. Please let us know what you're working on in the chat. First sprint, I am going to get up and finish getting dressed because like I said, that's why I was late. So I want to go finish that. And then I'll be here locked in with you guys. So if you're new here, welcome. We do 45-minute sprints around this parts. And I don't have any chill hop pulled up right now, so I'm going to do that. But then you'll have chill hop in the background, 45 minutes on the clock. And when you hear me talking to you again, it'll be time to come back and let us know what you did, how you did, all of that good stuff. So we're going to go ahead and get into this first sprint, and I hope you guys are productive. So I will talk to everyone in 45 minutes. Good luck, everyone. All right, you guys, that is it for that sprint. So come on back, let us know what you did, how you did, all of that good stuff. Also, shout outs to JK, Margaret, and Comet and Ash, who came in while we were sprinting. Hello, welcome. Hope you guys are doing well. As for me, I did the things that I said I was going to do. So got up, got some green tea, and also got some oatmeal, overnight oats for the win, and also put some lotion on, but I am shiny as all get out now, so there's that. And then actually got some words in. So I got 154 words so far. I had started this chapter last week on somewhere between Friday and Saturday. It was kind of late, but not a whole lot in this chapter, but enough. So reread that, added a couple of things that I was like, oh, probably need to touch on this. And next sprint plan is to actually get into finishing the chapter. So far so good, moving at a steady pace. Let's see here. Ash said lurking while working. I love that rhymes, but also hope you have a good day. Let's see here. I think that's it for the comments so far. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Like I said, this is the last chapter in part 1. And then I'm going to be moving on to, well, technically part 2 is next because that's like how sequential numbers work. But I'm writing chapter 13, which is the last chapter, and then I'm going back to chapter 12. Mostly because I'm finishing up Carol's chapter, and then I'm going back to Nessa's because, whoo, buddy, some things have to be set in place, and it is, yeah, it's wild. It's kind of interesting because the things that are coming next, I was like, when I first, basically what had happened was, when I started the book, I was like, okay, this is what's going to happen in the book. This is what we're going to do. And then as I started writing it, I was like, oh, I don't think that we're actually going to do this thing. But then as I got towards the end of it, I was like, nope, we are absolutely 100% doing this thing. And now my brain is just like, snap. Okay, now I have to like come up with all this other stuff, and I'm just like, fun. But I'm also like, you know what? It's okay, because I've said this before, but if you've read We Are the Origin, I have been very vocal about sharing the fact that basically everything that happens between like chapter 7 and the end of the book was completely made up on the spot. Like I was absolutely pantsing it the whole time. So if you've read the book, everything from the time they left Asari's domain to the time they arrived in Lyndall's domain, all of that was completely made up, just on the spot. So I'm just like, it might be okay. It might work out in my favor. We'll see. We will see. But let's see here. Must be hot now. No hoodie. Honestly, I have gotten to a point where I don't know. I feel like having stuff on my arms, I go through phases where I'm like, oh, I need to be covered up all the time, to ugh, like I don't like things on my skin. So right now we're at the point where I'm like, ugh, I don't like things on my skin. So living with that. But also I don't have the space heater, and it is actually warming up because, spring. So I'm like, okay, instead of like being in the hoodie and being super hot, I'm just like, this is it. And also, A&T, gotta rep my HBCU every now and again. So, let's see here. Z said got in 959 words, trying to get 6,000 steps. I don't know how. I should probably pay attention to my steps, but the fact is, I sit in this chair a lot, and I am not getting up. I want to get one of those little steppers or whatever that I be seeing on TikTok and stuff, but I doubt that that's going to happen because A, I have nowhere to put it, and B, I know for a fact that I am one of those people where I'm like, I will convince myself, oh, I'm going to use it. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. And then I won't. It'll sit there, and I'm like, I don't need any more gadgets and things just taking up space in my house. I really don't. I really don't. Let's see here. La said got food and wrote a few words. Awesome. Sounds good. So yeah. That was our first sprint. So we have 2 more to go. Today is definitely a hard limit of 3 sprints because I have things that I have to do this afternoon. So make sure that you are doing your best. And also a reminder that this is March Madness. So, if you want more sprints, once I end, I think we usually end right around 2:30. I feel like that's what the time comes out to, since I do 45-minute sprints. But anyway, when I'm done, today is Monday, so Deja is sprinting later on her channel at 6:30, I believe, is when hers start. So there's a link down in the description box below for her stream later today, as well as all the participants of March Madness, so you can subscribe to their channels and do all the things. But yeah, as for me, like I said, I'm chill, you guys. I'm glad that I'm feeling better. Thursday was a rough day, but hopefully we can keep on this trajectory and continue to like be productive. So I don't think I have, like, I'm going to finish up my breakfast and stuff in the next sprint, but I am 2,665 words into this chapter. The chapters for this book are kind of longer. They're averaging around like 6,000 words, but I think this one's going to be closer to 5, simply because of the things that have to happen into it. Things that have to happen in it, rather. So I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good. Like, it's kind of crazy. It's a weird place to be in mentally with this story, because I'm like, okay, yeah, like I know where we're going from here, and that's weird because like I didn't actually write it down. I've taken the approach of just whatchamacallit, filling in the outline as I actually write the story. Because like I said, I am very heavily a pantser. And so I'm like, instead of trying to fill out the whole thing ahead of time, which I did, and we deviated very quickly, I'm just trying to fill it in as I go, and to think about like, oh, this needs to happen next, and kind of keep it as like a guidepost. Like, hey, should probably figure out how I'm going to work this element into the story, versus being like, oh, yeah, let's follow the super strict timeline. And it usually doesn't work out like that, because I looked at the 3-block 9-act structure or whatever like that. It ultimately ends up with you having like 27 chapters or something like that. And I was like, oh, this looks pretty cool. So I was working on that, but then I realized that some of my chapter, like some of the elements that they're talking about covering, I'm like, oh, this is actually just going to have to cover more than 1 chapter. For most of them, it has to be 2 chapters, because like I said, 2 main perspectives, and there are different things going on in the book. So I'm like, okay, each character has at least 1 chapter, but some of them have like 2 chapters in each perspective, and to accomplish each goal. So it's been interesting, but kind of letting go of my idea of what this process needs to be, and just being like, okay, this is what it is, and we're going to keep it moving. We're going to roll with it. But yeah, let's see here. Shout out to Author K. McCoy. Hello, welcome. Good morning, love. I hope you're doing well this morning, or afternoon if you're on the East Coast. Let's see here. That's great. Taking a break from writing and revisions today to get some social scheduling and LLC stuff completed. Feel that. I have been so far away from social media lately. It is wild. I have not been this quiet on social media since I started, and it's kind of interesting. But I'm also like, I realize that I'm the type of person where I don't know, like when I'm focused on something, I'm 100% focused on it. It's like A or Z, right? Either I'm at 0 or 100. There is no in between. There is no in between. And with social media, I feel like I have just been in a place where I'm just like, I don't want to engage. And that's crazy. But I'm just like, I don't want to be social because every time I get on social media, I'm like depressed. And I'm just like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want any parts of it. Like, I don't want to take pictures for Instagram. I don't want to make posts and graphics and stuff because even though I can do it, it takes a long time and I don't enjoy it, right? Not how I want to spend my time. So I've been a long time not a fan of Instagram. I literally get on it to check my DMs because there are a lot of people who do like business for like podcasts and stuff through Instagram. So I get on it for that. TikTok, I feel like I had an era of TikTok where I really, really enjoyed it, but I don't know. Something shifted and I was just like, you know what? This is not fun anymore. I'm not enjoying this as much as I used to. I am not about this. So like TikTok fell off. And then Twitter imploded. And I still use Twitter the most simply because it's words. And I feel like in the scheme of things, I feel like Twitter is the only social media platform that is still truly very much for introverts because it's just like I don't want to post a video. I don't want to make content to have to engage with you. And I feel like every other social media platform requires you to make some type of content. Whereas Twitter, it's just like, I don't want to say it's a shout into the void, but it's just like a thought. As an author, I can do words. I don't have to show my face. I don't have to get up off of my couch. I don't have to like make some pretty aesthetic. I don't have to think about how people are going to receive things. I could just be myself, in like a way where it's just like, okay, I'm gonna just put these words out there and then I'll move on. Threads is okay, but I feel like it has an energy about it that I just don't like. It's the same energy as Instagram, which makes sense because it's like basically the same thing, right? Just with words. And I'm just like, Threads feels so try hard and I don't like it. I don't know how to explain it other than that. Other than I feel like every thread, I guess that's what you call them, every thread or whatever. I just feel like it's so extra and so much. And I'm just like, I don't know. All that to say that, social media, as Law says, is a struggle for me. So I've been on YouTube and I've been on Twitter. That's it. And I've been in Discord. So a slight plug, sign up for my BookHarts server. It's totally free. There's a link in the description box below if you want to know what's happening with me. Because other than that, I am so far removed from social media and peopling and just all of that, which sucks because as an indie author, I recognize that that's probably not in my favor. But it is what it is at the same time. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We will cross that bridge when we get to it. But I don't know. I'm mentally tired. Like, I'm mentally exhausted. I don't know. The world is falling apart. The economy is what it is. And I think that's the other thing. Every time I get on social media, it's always like, oh, look at this misery that's happening in the world. And I'm like, yep, this is America. So anyway, moving on. We're going to get into our next sprint, you guys. We're going to get into our next sprint. So y'all already know how this works. 45 minutes on the clock. Chill, hop in the background. When you hear me talking to you again, it'll be time to come back. Let us know what you did, how you did, all of that good stuff. So hope you guys are productive and we will talk in 45 minutes. So happy sprinting, you guys. All right, you guys, that is it for that sprint. So come on back, let us know what you did, how you did, all of that good stuff. As for me, I am finishing up the second part of chapter 12, chapter 13. Started to get into kind of a rhythm for it towards the end. This is one of the few chapters that actually has multiple scenes in it, simply because I don't want to say the timeline is moving up, but it's one of those things where it's just like, part of the reason why I have always said that I kind of find it hard to read when I'm actively working on a project is simply because like those things kind of sink into you and you kind of realize some things, I guess, and they change how you write, essentially. At least that's how it works for me. And I think I told you guys at the beginning of this that I read We Deserve Monuments by Jas Hammonds, and I really enjoyed it. But the book is written in first person perspective, and it's been a while since I have read a book in first person, at least like this, and it kind of changed how I was thinking about my story. And because of that, when I was writing this chapter, I was just kind of like, oh, we can just kind of like hit this and then move on. Like, it doesn't need to be a whole thing, especially after talking to Ben after he read the previous chapter. And I was just like, oh, okay, we don't have to spend a whole lot of time on this like I thought I was going to do. But that inherently made the chapter a little bit shorter in places that I thought it was going to be longer. So having to like navigate that. But ultimately, I think it's turning out well. I think reading the book and kind of internalizing some of that writing style was a good thing, because I mean, that's the point of writing, right? Is to get better at it, learn new things, apply new things. So I know future Chelsea, who's going to have to edit all this, is going to have a ball, but I think so far so good. But yeah, let me know how you guys did. Let's see here. Got in 5,500 steps and wrote 2,156 words in total. That is incredible. So shout out to you, because you're killing it for real. Like, I can't do two things at one time. I can barely walk in a straight line when I am like focused on it. Without Ben, I would definitely be all over the place. So the fact that you are both writing and walking, respect. Let's see here. Law said, I wrote more words. I think I'm coming up on the end of the scene finally. Awesome. I just need to wrap it up. Then I can move to the last scene. Awesome. Sounds good. I am really excited to read your stuff. Like, honestly, because I cleared the last 2 weeks of March to make sure that I have time. Because April's going to be busy, but I made sure to have time to actually read this. Let's see here. Wow, chapter 13. Whoop whoop. Yeah, making it. Glad my PFP duties are helpful. They are. And I will say this, as someone who regularly has someone read their stuff, I realize that I am definitely the type of person where I need immediate feedback. And it's kind of wild to admit that, but it is really, really exceptionally helpful for me to have someone read what I write as I write it and just give me their immediate initial feedback. Like, is this working? Is this the right direction? I don't know, because sometimes in my mind I'll really think that I'm doing something, and then ultimately it'll be like, no. No. And like, I know that by the time I finish this, by the time someone else reads it, they're going to be like, yeah, Chelsea, you need to fix this. I'm thinking about two people in particular, but that's okay. That's okay. That's how we make better stories, right? Let's see here. uh it's Deja, correct? Am I saying that right? I hope so. Deja, hello, welcome. Glad you could make it to sprint with us. And yes, there will be another sprint. We are on our break right now, so in case I have not said it, this is your reminder to breathe, stretch, drink some water, get some fresh air, do whatever it is that you need to do to take care of yourself. But yes, there is another sprint coming up. It'll be our third sprint for today. It'll be 45 minutes, so look forward to it. Let's see here. And I was walking slowly. It doesn't matter, honestly. I am the type of person where I cannot do two things at one time, and it is amazing. It honestly amazes me that I can read what I'm typing and type at the same time. Like, that is amazing to me. I suck at multitasking. I really suck at multitasking, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah. That being said, you guys, I'm kind of excited to be finishing up the first half of this book. And I say half mostly because, like I said, part one, part two. So I guess I should say part one of this book, because I honestly don't know how long part two is going to be. But I'm excited to be getting to it, only because things are drastically going to change in part two in the sense of like what the characters are doing. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, let's see here. Multitasking is hard. It is. It really is. It really is. So honestly, when people are like, oh, I was doing this and that, I'm like, that's amazing. Like, honestly, I find just doing life and being an adult very difficult while also trying to be creative. It's just like, how do you do two things at one time? How do you be responsible and creative at the same time? I feel like those two things are naturally opposite of each other. Like, one side needs structure, the other side needs absolute chaos and freedom. So I'm just like, how Sway? I would love to know. I would love to know the answer to these questions. But no, that's why I'm like, I'm glad that I have Ben, because when I tell y'all he is the responsible one, he is the responsible one. And I appreciate him for that. Because he's like, I don't know, Chelsea, you have to stream tomorrow. Maybe we should like go to sleep. And I'm just like, no, we're going to stay up all night and watch anime. So there we go. Bad choices. But that's, like I was telling him, the fun thing about being an adult is that you have the ability to make your own bad choices if you think that that's what you want to do. Did we stay up all night watching anime? We did. Do I have any regrets? No, I do not, actually. I would do it again. Probably will. I foresee that in my future. But yeah, let's see here. Just about finished my scheduling. Awesome. And now moving on to my LLC checklist to see what else needs to be done today. Sounds good. I'm glad that you are making progress, love. Being an adult is hard. It really is. It really, really is. Deja. Okay. Got you. Bad choices make us stronger. This is why La and I are friends, because I feel like if I was going to make a bad choice, La would absolutely be the one to be like, well, it's a bad choice, but I think you should do it anyway. And I appreciate that. Absolute hate adulting. Sometimes it is decision overload. I think that's the thing. Being an adult is literally making decisions all day long, and it's exhausting. Like, one of the things that I realized, like, as an adult, right? When I was growing up, you know, my mom would be like so just wiped out at the end of the day. And I was just like, how, Sway? How? Because, you know, when you're a kid, you equate school to going to work because, you know, you hate it. And obviously most adults hate working or whatever, but it's a necessary evil, right? But as an adult, after going through life, it's just like, yeah, yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it why me forgetting to pull the chicken out the freezer was the last straw that broke her for the day. Like, I get it. I get it because it's just like as an adult, literally I am at the point where I'm like I have to decide what we're eating for dinner the day before just so I don't have to make that decision the day of, right? And if the plan fails, if the plan goes awry, I'm just like I guess we're not eating tonight. I guess that's the decision that we have ultimately made because I prepared, I did what I was supposed to do and it didn't work out. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you. So yeah. Yeah. I am nothing if not supportive. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But yeah, but speaking of, we have about 30 seconds left in our break, you guys, and I'm going to try to actually get us started on time. So, this is going to be our last sprint for today. Like I said, March Madness sprints. They will be continuing over on Deja's channel, Rouxelle. So, click the link down below. Make sure that you click the notification bell so you don't miss when she goes live. And if you want to sprint more with me after this one, I will be here again on Wednesday, same time. But yeah, so if you can't sprint with us, I know that some of you said that you had to pop out, could only do like 1 or 2 sprints today. So if you got to go, I understand. Thanks for being here. We are going to get into this last sprint, and then afterwards we'll come back, check in, and then go on about our merry ways. So, the way I'm always mad at myself when I don't fold clothes or didn't take something out of the fridge. You know what? I'm be honest with you. I'm be real with you. Like, I don't fold clothes anymore. Like, the clothes are folded sometimes, but if there are 365 days a year, I feel like clothes are folded for maybe 20 of those. Like, I don't know. I feel like we're both adults, and it's just kind of like, I don't know. Like, we have a dryer and an iron. I don't know. Because it's just like, here's my thing. Here's my thing. Here's my logic, right? Follow me. If I fold clothes, right, we're going to put them in a box where you can't see them, right? That's literally the point. But I'm like, if it's just me and him here, who are we hiding the clothes from? Who is going to judge us? I don't know. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Most of the time, our clothes are sitting in a pile. Or they're just sitting in piles, like just get what you need from the pile and move on about your day. Because here's the thing, laundry is never done. It's not like you wash it and you fold it and you put it away and you're done. There's always more clothes to be washed. So I'm like, why am I doing this to myself as an adult? This does not bring me joy, and Ben literally does not care. So why is this on the task list? We're taking it off. We are taking it off the list. And if it ever becomes a necessity at some point in life, cool. But I'm like, even if you fold a shirt, it's still going to have like fold wrinkles in it. So you're really not even getting away with like not having to iron it later. So whatever. I digress. Also, please don't judge me for my adulting choices. Thank you. That being said, you guys, we are really going to get into the sprint. That's what I do. No folding for me. It's not a secret. Honestly, I don't know any adult who regularly folds their clothes and puts them away regularly. There's everybody has a chair or a spot in their house where it's like, this is where the laundry goes when it's clean. That's it. I've never been to a house that didn't have one, ever. So take that for what you will. Anyway. Last sprint, let's get into this. 45 minutes on the clock. Chill hop in the background. I hope you guys are productive, and I will see you at the end of this. Talk to you at the end of this 45 minutes. So happy sprinting, everyone. right, you guys, that is it for that sprint. So come on back, let us know what you did, how you did, all of that good stuff. As for me, I am 68% of the way through my goal for today. I'm at 1,128 words. The goal for today was 1,648, so getting there. I'm also working my way through the chapter. Let me tell you, I'm telling y'all, that book, We Deserve Monuments, is really impacting the way that I think about my writing in like positive ways. Just being able to add context to the story and what I'm writing, and also things that I'm like, oh, definitely needed to touch on this. So going pretty good. I honestly have no complaints, but yeah. Also, shout out to Amanda, who came in while we were writing Sprinting. Glad to have you, ma'am. And if you guys don't know, she did a cover reveal for her next upcoming book, No One's Gonna Take Our Soul Away. I know I did it for the Melanin chat. I want to say it was the first one when we returned, or something like that. Either first or the second one. So be sure to check it out if you guys are into that. But yeah, I know it's a horror, and it's supposed to be, I believe she said, Dante's Inferno meets The Wiz. So if you're into horror, black queer horror, for sure, check out Amanda's stuff. That being said, that was our last sprint for today. So like I said, let me know what you guys worked on. I'm feeling pretty good. Like, I'm a little sleepy. So the energy for this morning is wearing off just a little bit, but I am definitely going to finish this chapter for today. That is like my main goal for today, is to finish this chapter. But like I said, I have a couple other things that I have to do today, so gonna try to get that done before I get swept away by other priorities, but we will see how that works. Let's see here. I finished the one scene and I got about 73 words into this last scene. Awesome. This is your last scene that you're working on, so you are almost done. That's crazy. I'm excited. Okay. So close. The stress. Editing is a unique beast. But you're getting through it, so I'm proud of you, ma'am. I'm proud. Let's see. Amanda said, yes, Dante's Inferno meets The Wiz, and it was edited by La, who did such a great job. Yes. And also, a slight plug, if you guys are looking for a copy editor, I highly recommend that you reach out to La and get into her services. Y'all know that she's a friend, the homie, but also she helped me a lot with We Are Dying Gods. And when I tell y'all that I was at a point where I was so done. I was so done with the book. I was like, I've rewritten it. I don't know. I'm dead. La was great. La was wonderful. So I have used her services, and also she is like my formal proofreader for pretty much everything that I send out, because I'm always bugging her in her DMs like, hey, can you look at this for me? She's brilliant. She's amazing. And I highly recommend you check her out. Also, slight plug, I do developmental editing. So if you want me to read and judge your book for you, I got you. Links in the description box. But yeah, La, you have a wrench, so if you want to drop a link to your website for people to get into your services, feel free to do so. That way we can point them in your direction. Also, Tatiana is here. Welcome, love. Joined for this last sprint, but got about 200 words done. Awesome. Love that for you. Also, plugging Tatiana. The homies are here today. Y'all are showing up. So also plugging Tatiana in her books. Okay. If you have not read Bones to the Wind and Dragging Your Bones, you need to. You have not read a good book until you have read those books. Like, honestly, I be talking to Ben about this in the house or whatever, but it's crazy because I honestly am one of those people where I'm like, if you tell me that you don't like Bones to the Wind, I'm like, I don't like you, and we can fight. We can fight. We can throw hands, because how dare you? How dare you not love this book? Anyway, her book is amazing, and I am a fan. She's also a homie, so get into it. Check it out, because we support Black authors around these parts. But yeah, Also, Tatiana, I'm going to give you a wrench too, love. So if you want to drop the link to your book, Amanda, if you're still here, you as well, please drop the links to y'all's books, because yeah, we support Black authors around these parts. Hopefully that does not break the stream, but we will see. Whenever I add a moderator, the channel always goes a little crazy. So we will see how that works out. We will see how this works out. Oh, wait. Yep. Okay. There we go. So yes, Tatiana, you have a wrench now. So please drop a link to your website, to your books, all of that. So yeah. Also, I mean, since we're plugging Black authors, so you guys know, I do have my books out as well. We Are the Origin and We Are Dying Gods. Like, if you're into Black fantasy, assassins, working together to, stop a being. I've totally forgot the logline. I've been so obsessed with Project Necromancer. Group of assassins have to work together to save the gods in their realm from destruction. There we go. If you're into it, get into it. It's rare, but this is the first book. This is the first book in the trilogy, We Are the Origin. This is the second book, We Are Dying Gods. Look how amazing they are. Shout out to the other homie who's not in the chat right now, but Celeste Hart. She's the one who did these covers. And the third book is going to be coming probably next year. I was going to try to do it this year, but the way my life is currently set up, I don't think it's reality. I'm going to write it this year. So once Project Necromancer is done, y'all will see me on sprints writing the third book of the trilogy, which hopefully will go a lot smoother because I don't have to do as much world building simply because I already have 2 books out. So get into it. But also because I actually know how it's supposed to end. So I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited. Let's see here. Wait, I did it wrong. Okay, got you. So there are links to all of the homies in the chat, and if you're watching this in the future, just make sure you have the live chat up so you can also get those links. But it's Purvis Writes to get to law and her stuff. Amanda has a link tree at Amanda B. Weaver, so get into that. And Tatiana is Tatiana OB, spelled obey, so TatianaObey.com. Get into it. They, like I said, they're amazing. Their books are really good, and I just I'm not gonna point y'all in the wrong direction. But let's see here. Ben said, common quote in the Lockhart household: if you don't like Bones to the Wind, then you don't like words. You don't. Y'all don't understand how much I love this book. And I'm not a book stan girly like that, where I'm just like, oh, this book is so amazing, everybody needs to read it. But no, like, if you like fantasy, like, really, if you like fantasy, you want to have a good time, like, Bones to the Wind had everything that I wanted in a book. It had action, it was fantasy, it was action, it had romance, it was fast paced. There are freaking dragons, like, it was hilarious. There were literally moments where I cackled out loud. And when I tell y'all the family drama, and it's not trauma. It's not trauma. It's just like, oh, snap. I did not see that coming. The plot twist. And honestly, y'all know I love a girly when she says that I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. When Raja says she's going to slay a dragon, you best trust and believe that she's going to go slay a MFing dragon. And I love it. I stan, and I am here for it. And I need more people to appreciate the work that is Bones to the Wind. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But yeah. That being said, hopefully you guys will feel the same way once my book comes out, Project Necromancer. La is enjoying it so far, and Tatiana has said that she has enjoyed it, the bits and tidbits that she has seen. Amanda said that she has liked it so far, the bits and tidbits that she has seen, and Ben has been enjoying it. So hopefully, with all these people encouraging me, it will not be a mess. It will not be a mess, but we will see. Judgment is out. The judgment will be withheld until it's done. But yeah. Ow. Sorry if y'all heard that. That was my hand hitting the desk because I was trying to put my books back where they go. If you know, I keep my books over here because I don't have a story Bible for Wrath of the Gods. So whenever I work on it or look at it or have to think about it, I have to actually pull out the books to like reference, because I don't know, past Chelsea just did not think that keeping all this information was necessary, because like, what? How could I forget? No, I should not have had so much faith in my memory, but It is what it is. It is what it is. That being said, you guys, that was our last sprint for today. That was our last 10-minute break. So this is your reminder to take care of yourself however you need to be, however you need to be as creative as you would like to be. But I, myself, personally, am going to take my own advice, get up out of this chair, and yeah, if you are in the Discord, I may be around writing in it later. If you are a Black author and would like to join the Melanin Network, let me know. I will send you an invite. Just hit me up on one of the social media platforms that I obviously am not active on right now, and we will go from there. Also, JK dropped in to say if anyone's interested in donating, she's raising money to commission character art for her next book. So feel free to get into that if you would like to support. And oh yeah, slight plug. If you want to join my Patreon, you can. You get early access to all the interviews that I do with authors, and I have some really cool people lined up. You also get access to the after chat, which is the chat after the Melanin chat, where we talk like grown folks and we have a really good time. And I also drop some exclusive posts about walkthroughs and things that I'm working on for my projects, as well as early looks at things. And there's also a couple of Notion templates that you can get if you would like to join. And it also supports the channel, the Melanin Library, and everything that I'm doing here. And if you're like, Chelsea, I don't want to join the Patreon. If you would still like to support, there is a shop that you can check out where we have some merch where you can support Black authors. So there is a link for all of those things down in the description box below, so get into it. If you haven't already, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications so that you don't miss when I go live again. I am planning to be live on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for more writing sprints, and that's it. March Madness schedule is in the description box. Deja is coming up next. There's a link to her video, so you can go ahead and click the notification for that, and that's it, you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for writing with me. I hope you guys have wonderful days. And until next time, I hope your days are lovely and your books are interesting. Bye, you guys.